Hello friends, welcome back. It's Big Dano Paints. It's Sunday morning, or if you're American it's Saturday afternoon / evening, or if you're European it's about 1 a.m. We're going to paint some toys. The toy that we're going to paint is this guy. His name's Titus Pullo. He's not really Titus Pullo, but he's a legend. Titus. Good morning to you, Paint Liquor. So yes, happy whatever day this is to you, wherever you may find yourself. I'm feeling the Kingdom Death love at the moment. Oh, who doesn't appreciate Titus Pullo? One of the greatest characters ever put on screen. Yeah, feeling the Kingdom Death love at the moment. The Black Friday sale had some very exciting new models which are on their way to me. Hopefully we'll be here in the next, well, some of them will be here in the next week. The ones coming from America will be another month or so, but they've left, which is great. And so I'm just feeling excited about painting some Kingdom Death. I've got about 4,000 Survivor models to paint. I did get so that last year I decided, hey Insantium, yeah, last year I decided that I would get one of the naked models for the first time ever, and I got the Sparrow Goblin, and it sat unpainted on my shelf for a long time, and I sort of thought, have I made a mistake buying this? You know, is this something is this a good decision? Well, I then started painting it, and I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I picked up, there was two other naked models, the Oblivion Mosquito and the Nightmare Ram, which I decided to paint as well. So when those things eventually do roll around, I will have already painted those models, which is pretty good. I'm happy about that. Yeah, this is one of the models that made my top 10 list in the video I did with Bra, where we talked about our favourite Kingdom Death models, and so I talked about it. I figured it was about time I painted this fucking thing. We're 2 episodes into season 2 of Arcane. I'm reminded that the actual art style in that show is stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's actually been a good week for me, hobby wise. I bought the new Lucas Sculpt. First one I've bought in a while. I got excited about painting some Kingdom Death, which is nice. Just feels good, man. That's a good question, Insantium. A really good question, actually, because I was mulling over this before I got on stream. If I was going to airbrush the base layers, or if I was just going to start painting. And I can probably say that there is usually a reason why I choose to do one or another. and that reason is usually because the predominant there's a predominant area of a model that is consistent across the whole piece, that it makes sense to airbrush that base coat just to save a little bit of time. Here I've got basically three different areas, hello there Minimancer, that I need to paint, which is metal, armour and fabric, and so it didn't, no one of them really is the larger percentage, I felt like, so I just decided that I would paint them. And I'll usually end something like this, end the painting with an airbrush anyway, so I'm going to spray some bits from underneath. Yeah, that's just normal acrylics, just the same as I always use. That one was Dark Sea Blue from AK 3rd Generation. This skin tone colour is the closest colour mix I can make of one of my all-time favourite colours, which is called, I think I've still got a little bit left, Chalice Red, I'm pretty sure is the name of it. And it's one of my favourite colours, but it came in that Nocturna Flesh set, and it was just absolutely my favourite colour, and I used it for, I can't see it, I used it for all of my Kingdom Death girls early on, so I always, like I like to match my collection where possible. I can't see it, I must have emptied, oh no, there it is. Chalice Red, look at that, bit of airbrush paint on it. But yeah, this colour is so mad. I use it for my skin tone bases, but because I don't have that colour anymore, I'm having to mix it where possible. I love this leg. Yeah, me too, mate. Me too. It's an impressive start. First 2 episodes I've watched so far. Yeah, it's just such a, like, I struggle to pay attention to what's going on because I'm just so captivated by the actual artwork and the style. But the way that episode 1 ended, it's like a shot straight out of a comic book. I loved it. Loved it. G'day, Sean. So yeah, the reason why I started getting excited about Kingdom Death painting models again, Black Friday sale, some great new models on their way to me, but also I'm preparing myself to film a top 10 games of the year video. Actually do a full video on everything. And Kingdom Death featured quite heavily this year. Fallout 1 best adaptation of a TV. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. Fallout was pretty good. Arcane came out like 2 years ago, man, 3 years ago. Hard for it to hard for it to win when it's its second season. Yeah, I mean, I think Arcane's unbelievable, but I also understand why it didn't win. Anyway, top 10 video of games that I played this year. And Kingdom Death is going to feature in that list, even though it's been in my top something. Top 10 list pretty much every year for the last 3 or 4 years. It's good to know if you like something, you know, when you like something, good to know. What are we now? 8 days from Christmas? 7 days from Christmas?
10 days.
10 days, Mossy.
It's the 15th today.
It's the 15th. There you go. That's pretty exciting. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. That's true. That's true. I think, I mean, there was a year where I didn't include it in my top 5, and that was 2021, and that was because the 2022, I think it was. Yeah, 2022. That's because nothing had released, and I'd played pretty much all of the available content. Well, then they released the Gambler's Chest, and all of a sudden there was fresh stuff to explore, and since then there's been fresh stuff to explore every year, which has been very exciting for Kingdom Death players to have new stuff to play with. New toys. Everyone loves new toys. I really have dropped the ball on my diorama. But I am just literally doing what I tell everyone else to do, which is paint what you want to paint. Feel passion and enthusiasm for doing this hobby, whatever it is you're doing, because when you do that, you enjoy it. Hello there, Cragzog. And when you enjoy it, you do it more. So we're just having a nice time painting toys, and that's a wonderful thing. And I still have absolute faith in myself to get that finished when the moment feels right. Hello there, Simon. Malediction. Yeah, I think I've seen a little bit of that advertised. Feel like I have. It's been an amazing year of games, actually. There's been some really great board games came out this year. I don't think I would start a new diorama, no. I don't think I would do that. I think I'm just... So, what happens is, I get super enthusiastic about something and I just hammer it. Well, what happened with this was I was trying to film a video of doing the process, and the video actually stalled me when I was super enthusiastic about continuing, because I was like, I have to edit this video, I can't paint. and it just crushed my enthusiasm. And so I shelved it. And then my work turned into absolute chaos, and I haven't found the momentum back yet. I was travelling every fortnight basically, which incidentally is probably going to happen to start off this year in the new job, but that's just a short-term thing, which Mossy's happy about. She's not happy. She doesn't like it when I travel. I do love shelving them. Shelve them! Trend from Punchy. Ah, sick. Thank you. No, you can make into anything here. We're like one of the loosest streams ever. You can post whatever you want. You can fucking share pictures. You can. I even chat to spammers when they come in and try to share links. I've offered spammers to sign up to whatever they want if they'll just fucking reply to me. None of them ever do. Makes me quite sad. I just want to give those guys some money, you know? They're obviously out there just doing their best. Crimson will still be streamed. That is the plan. At this point in time, nothing about that plan has changed. There is a lot of effort that happens for me to make that happen, which is where I literally pack up my board games rig and pop it in a car and drive down to Canberra for 14 hours so that I can do that. So it requires quite a significant investment of my time and effort. And I'm really not sure if that amount of time and effort is worth it, but there you go. It happens. Yeah, well, that 14 hours doesn't include the fact that I have to disassemble my whole computer area where I stream games, put it all into a box, carry said motherfucking box out to my car, drive with said box, carry the box up the fucking stairs at Crimson. It's a shit show. It is a huge job. All in the interests of transparency. Of course it means a lot, mate. Don't devalue your impact on my life, Sebastian. You are here every time I stream. You've spoken and chatted and contributed, and that has meant a lot to me. So, don't devalue yourself, please. No, I think you are the kind one. Prayed away, I'll never be a saint, no way. My enemy. Oh, oh, the misery. Everyone wants to be my enemy. Well, we are kindred spirits in that regard, mate. Just we were talking about it before, mate. I'm 2 episodes in. It's very, very good. It's very, very good. It's so good that I get distracted by what's happening in the show because I just want to look at the art. I really like Jinx. I know Vi's supposed to be the hero, but I don't really think. I think Jinx is the more interesting of the 2 characters because none of this situation is really her fault. You know, she's just a kid. She was just a kid. Victim of circumstance. Very, very good. Very funny. Hello, Match Fixer. I was actually looking at the website for League of Legends last night, purely because of Arcane. It's not the sort of game I'll ever play, but I was interested in what the artwork and stuff looks like. It looks sick. They got so many cool wallpapers for those characters. The what? Secret level shows. Let me ask you a question, Sebastian, and this may be a controversial question. It may not be. It may be just the reality. But do you think that that's the natural end of any group? Like, maybe not necessarily the internet, just maybe life. Is something becomes popular, people get excited and enthusiastic about it. Those people grow the enthusiasm for said thing. New people come in. New people want to change aspects of it to better suit what they like. Original people get upset at new people having different ideas. People start arguing about which is better. And then eventually Hitler gets involved. Godwin's Law. Oh, is it? Yeah, I saw that advertised on, it's on Prime, isn't it? The Warhammer show. I haven't watched that. Is it good? Should I watch it? I do love a bit of Warhammer. Yeah, I just think that the end product of any community, fandom, whatever, is toxicity. Isn't it? I don't know. Maybe that's a what's the word I'm looking for? It's still very early in the morning. It's a pessimistic look at society. Yeah, right. I believe you. Just for those who haven't seen, I'm going to show off some of the new models that I've got coming because they're absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, that's a shame. I think so. I'll say this about nerds, right? We're a very protective bunch of our things, and I think it's obviously because we were never the cool kids when we were growing up, teased or whatever in schooling. It's interesting how much of our lives is influenced by what happens in our childhood, but that's a different tangent. But we get something that we love and we're passionate about, and we just want to be vehemently defending that, and we don't want that to change from our vision and our ideals because it's something we identify so strongly with, and we provide so much happiness and inclusivity in our lives, which maybe we lacked when we were younger. And that now turns into the very thing that we used to hate, which is gatekeeping, treating other people poorly, etc. It's just something I've seen far too many times in miniature hobbies and this sort of community. Are these stone faces as well? Let's pretend they are. I did bag a Spirinurgle, yes, I jumped on it. G'day Emily, welcome. Yeah, no, I absolutely love the Spira. It's one of those ones that is very much tailor-made for me. So It was one the pricey meatball. Hey, Cragzog, I appreciate hearing that, because I do think that that is something that people have worked really hard on in making it that way. I'm one of those people. Hello, Xtab. So it's nice to hear that you feel that way, because it isn't easy to do that. I don't think. And we're getting deep in the weeds here, but it's actually interesting how much it requires you to be harsh, like by necessity. You have to be willing to make hard calls, and sometimes that means politely asking people not to be involved in things, which sounds awful, and it is awful, but creating something that's positive and welcoming for everyone sometimes means eliminating those people who don't fall into those two keywords. Which hasn't been the easiest of things over that period of time, I can say. And so, by virtue of doing that, there is a group of people who feel that it is not a welcoming and positive place to be because they have been ejected from it. So, that's a very good perspective, Paint Liquor. I'll provide a counter perspective purely because I can, not because I agree with it, but nature's garden is not well tended, and yet some of the most beautiful places in the world are not manicured, are not cultivated. I've been beginning to feel this for a while, probably 10 years or so, maybe longer. But it's certainly been strengthened. My beliefs have been strengthened over time. It's just like you can't please everyone, right? That's a pretty common thing to hear and common thing to say, but you actually have to not try to please everyone. You actually have to make a conscious decision to just be what it is you are, whether that's a community or an individual, and absolutely and wholeheartedly commit to that. Because when you do that, you find the people that actually believe the things that you believe and care about the things that you believe, and it makes a real difference. When you try to change everything to suit everyone, you end up pleasing no one. Again, common thing to hear and say, but yeah, it's really gratifying when you actually do something that resonates with other people, and those people support you and makes a difference. I think it's a great observation, Xtab. Unfortunately, a lot of people in this world don't fall into that category, right? Which is a real shame. But it is the truth. And I probably don't. I mean, if you were to ask my girlfriend if she thinks I'm a rounded person, she would say absolutely not. You're an autistic sped, is what she would say. And she would not be wrong. Craig Zog, am I remembering rightly? Are you excited? Is it Big Bash time for you? Are you excited about Big Bash? You a cricket guy? I feel like you're a cricket guy. Yeah, so I'll just talk very briefly about a dude that I had at work, and right, yeah. So this dude, I worked with him very closely for a long time, and he was not well liked by the people that worked for him. He sort of worked in a similar role to me and managed a bunch of similar people to me, and he wasn't well liked. And the reason he wasn't well liked, one of the reasons, I believe, he didn't like being challenged. He hated being challenged. Anyone disagreed with him, he would absolutely lose the plot. And he would go after those people. And because I was the person who was responsible for disciplining people, he and I would come to disagreements quite frequently. Because he would want me to discipline someone for essentially disagreeing with him. And I've always been of the completely opposite perspective, which is that I would like people to challenge me. I want people to share their opinion. Because if you don't disagree with me, if you don't tell me what you actually think, you just don't give a shit. Someone who gives a shit, someone who actually cares, will challenge, and I'll take someone who cares over someone who doesn't in any environment. So anyway. So did I. That keeps coming up on my thing as well. The McGregor Gillespie, great times. Yeah, look, it's probably something we don't talk enough about, right? You need to have people disagree with you to become a well-rounded human being. It's important to be wrong. First time I've used a brush this size in a while. I haven't really spoken about this much on stream, but I actually definitely feel my eyesight getting worse as I get older. I have trouble focusing more on small details. I think he's just talking about this sandpaper incident a few years ago, mate. Steve Smith getting suspended for 12 months. Yeah. Dave Warner. And I'll give anyone on the stream a gold star if they can tell me the third person who was involved in that, because there was a third person who got suspended and he was absolutely Say you, Craig Zog. Shit, a brick. Got some textures and everything. What are you doing? There he is. Bit of Craig Zog. Yeah, he was the actual person that was doing it, but he'd been in the team for like 3 weeks. So he was just doing what he was told by David Warner and Steve Smith. I actually, I quite disagree with that. The lynching that Steve Smith received over that. You have to enter Masters soon, dickhead. You get a follow, Craig Zog. It's a great day, mate. It's a great day. Well played. I'm just going to load up the Kingdom Death models. No, Timmy Payne. No, he did. Yeah, he was cheating. No, it was Cameron Bancroft. So bit of a unlikely one. Anyway, have a gander of these Bobby Dazzlers. Let's move this up so we don't come on down. Oh, fuck's sake. There we go. Well, I get pretty riled up about this because Steve Smith. These are some of the sickest models. Steve Smith is possibly one of the greatest cricketers Australia will ever produce, and I don't think that's a I think that's a pretty fair thing to say, right? He's got stats that rival Don Bradman, and yet he was rubbed out of the game in the absolute prime of his cricketing career over something that had happened multiple times in the past 5 to 10 years, where the punishment was get paid, pay some money or whatever. And because of the lynch mob that came out of it by many, many people who don't even follow cricket, Steve Smith copped a 12-month ban in the absolute prime of his career. Now, I don't condone cheating. I'm absolutely not aligned with that in any way, which people on the stream would have heard me talk about before. And it was pandering to the mob more than anything else. But anyway, the point I'm making is I find it really unfair that Steve Smith will now be remembered for that more than the greatest, you know, Australian cricketer since Dodd Bradman, batsman maybe. When and look, I don't disagree that you know we needed to stand up to the culture, the cultural change that needed to be made, but it just needed to happen in a different way. Yep. Anyway, I don't talk too much about it. Look at these sculpts. Are these not some of the sickest sculpts you've ever seen? Kingdom Death has gone, like, there's a lot of detail on those. That is some highly detailed figures. Too detailed? Maybe. But the crispness of those sculpts is outrageous. Lucy, my girl. That's good stuff. Let's have a look at the 10th anniversary survivors, because I think... Oh, check this one out. I got this one coming too. This is the new one, the Oblivion Mosquito. Look at this chick. Sick. Look at this big bopper. Hello, Jared. These are plastics, yes. These are absolutely plastics. Kingdom Death is literally rivaling Games Workshop with the quality of their sculpts right now. Another People of the Sun, this is the third People of the Sun character now. Dynamic. I like it. More importantly, I like the gear that she's got. Hori Kubaya Dagger. Can't wait. What else did I get? I got these two. These are sick. I like that little drawing. So these are ones I painted on stream a little while back. From the Millennium Butcher. Yeah, it is possibly giving birth. I'm not sure. We'll have another look, but I'll show you what else we got, what else I bought. So I bought that. I bought the 15th anniversary. I bought the Naked Bundle. I bought Brave and Hollow. I bought this chick, which is sick. Most of the rest of these I've already got. Seed Pattern Willow, already got. Lenore, I've already done. Those Ambitionism Survivors are great. They're a resin, but I didn't get them. Where's that Naked Nightmare Ram? Where are you at, Naked Nightmare Ram? So many great models. There it is. Yeah, so I got this big old. So she's it's called the Oblivion Mosquito, this model, and she she's giving birth to little pupae. It's actually it's quite wild figure. I love it. I'm looking forward to putting it together and painting it. It's going to be a challenging paint. Great detail. Look at that. That's going to be sick. I don't really know too much about the story of this chick, actually. What's that disorder where people don't like circles? Look out for these models if you're one of those people. What are those people called? I don't know, but it's an actual thing where you don't like circles. This is a great chick. Look at her. She's just dancing away, banging on her drums. Doopy doopy doo. The drums are, of course, faces of smog singers. Clean up that mould line, you spuds. Look at these models. This is from the artwork from the Ambitionism philosophy. Yeah, Trypophobia, thanks. Have a go of these sculpts. That is just crisp. That is just unbelievably detailed. Yeah. I really love to see DC or Buxo paint some of these. And I got this one. I can't explain what's happening here, but he's got hands for feet. He's got hands holding up his head. He's got more hands. Yeah, no clue. No clue what's going on. But there he is. So I got all those. Got all those going. So that got me pretty excited to get back into painting some King Death. The 15th anniversary Survivors are going to be unreal. And I think they're coming this week, so. Contemplating starting a new Kingdom Death campaign early in the new year, but I think I'll hold off because we should have maybe by June-ish should have 5 new boxes of content. We've got Pariah, Red Witches, Screaming God, all this other stuff. Should be sick. Alright, let's get into finishing some elements now, don't I? Maybe. So Jared, well done, mate, and the wonderful results at Monty, which came out this week. Saw your name on there multiple times. What was surprising for you, mate? Hey, Top. Yes, I am indeed back in Campaigns of Death. I'm getting all Campaigns of Death. I'm getting everything. All future upcoming content is coming my way. Can't wait. Jared, I've got a question for you, mate. You poured a lot of time and effort into a project which you and Sebastian worked on together. That project was unsuccessful. How did that feel? What did you think of the category? Do you feel the judges were correct? Do you feel like your piece was not looked at fairly? What do you think? Because I was very impressed with your piece. How did you feel about that situation? And well done on not making any handshake mistakes this year. Yes, absolutely. Tell us on the internet where it's recorded for everyone. Now, look, the thing about that is, it's okay to not do well. You know, like the first year I went, I put all my stuff in and got absolutely nothing for anything that I did, and I felt motivated at the end of it. You know, like that made me want to be better. And I think it's such a privilege to have a sculptor like Sebastian in Australia, and it's even more of a privilege to have Sebastian sculpt something for you to paint exclusively for a competition. Like that's such a wonderful privilege and experience. And even if it doesn't receive any medals, it's like how cool to have that experience. Good work, mate. Good work. Yeah, it's a hotly contested category, but they're all hotly contested nowadays at the Monty and the SMC at those levels. Do you think that going for a larger, more ambitious piece opened you up to more areas of critique and criticism? Yeah. I mean, I think we've spoken about that on here before, just in terms of dioramas. It's like being able to have a consistently high level for a diorama across the entirety of the piece is exceptionally challenging. Whereas, a single bust or a single figure, you can spend more time on getting every element of that spot on, which means you don't have any technical flaws for judges to look at and go, well, that lets this piece down. And one of my judging idiosyncrasies, foibles, whatever you want to call it, I really would prefer to focus on the things that people do right rather than harping on the things that people do wrong. But when you get to that level, everyone's doing so much stuff right that you need to find some separating elements. Paint Liquor, I too am looking forward to Campaigns of Death when it arrives. I'm looking forward to painting all of the models, so many great models coming out, Dung Beetle Baron, all of the Barbarianism survivors, which we desperately hope will have a philosophy. And then, so many great models coming in Campaigns of Death and so many great things to look forward to. Yeah, I'd really like to. I'd really like to see that. Are you bringing it to Crimson, Jared? Great, great. Yeah, no, I look forward to seeing it, mate. I didn't want to comment on it too much without seeing the model in the flesh. So, Toppy, I did. I got pretty much everything new. I've just accepted that I'm a Kingdom Death Tragic now, mate, and so every sale I'm just out there looking at what they got, buying it all. So yeah, the 15th anniversary survivors are coming. They had them in Australia, so I'm getting them this week. So we'll be painting them next week on stream probably. That's why I got this guy out, so I could start getting back into the swing of things. Yeah, they look unbelievable. think the last 12, 18 months for Kingdom Death has been absolutely critical for them to get things right and to really start producing, and they've exceeded in just about every capacity. So from terms of model production, like every model I've got from them recently is going crazy. I was talking about it before, Jared. My focus is always on painting stuff for fun, right? So I always tell people only paint if you're excited, because you don't want to force yourself to do something. So the diorama was hugely exciting to me when all the models arrived, and I worked like a crazy person on building the diorama, and I took all this footage to turn it into a video, and then I got to editing said video, and it really put a damper on my enthusiasm, and I didn't want to proceed with doing anything else until I'd edited the video, and that stopped pretty much any enthusiasm for it. And so what I found was that prevented me from really wanting to keep focusing on it. And then my job went crazy, and I was traveling for every week, every second week, and so my painting in general just dropped off completely, and it hasn't really come back since then. I mean, I only finished up my last job at the end of September, and the new role started the following week, and that's basically just been what it is. So I've pulled out models, and I've done some little mucking around on models, and I've assembled some things, and I've done some gap filling and what have you, but I can't quite find the spark to get me started, and I have absolute confidence in myself in this instance that it will happen, and we'll come back to it, but it's not happening at the moment, and rather than trying to force it and feeling more frustrated that it's not happening, I've just been focusing on painting things that I'm excited about, because I believe when you paint things you're excited about, it makes you want to paint more, which makes you want to learn new things and continue to get better and all that sort of stuff. So that's where we find ourselves. I've got all the models sitting over there. There's a number of them that are primed and ready to go, and one day, at some point soon, the inspiration will strike and I will get stuck into it. And I think very good, Sebastian. I think what that's going to be is just painting a little display model for the fun of it, because I can. I think that's going to be what brings the enthusiasm back. I got the new Spira, excited for that. I pulled this chick and assembled her, which was the one that Thibaut did in his class. So this one could be the thing that sparks the enthusiasm, I'm not sure. But I am really keen to paint the Kingdom Death models that I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on as well. So that I have a cabinet that I'm actually proud of walking past. It is a cool cabinet. Oh, my phone's not here. I took a video yesterday for my top 10 board games video that I'm making, and it's cool to see all my Kingdom Death models painted. They look sick. I was just saying before, I'd be really keen to see DC or Bucks paint some Kingdom Death models, because the figures recently that they've done are on par with the best in the world, I reckon. I Xtab, what a great question. I've got in my head that I want to make videos, and I do, like, I really like making videos and stuff. But making good videos is a bit of a different story. Making good videos, if you watch some Miniacs videos and Ninjons, you know, they make really great videos. And I'd like to make really great videos. But every time I do, I just realise how much work it is. It's actually like it's a whole thing. You have to be, it's a different skill. It's like taking photos of miniatures. It's this ancillary thing where you think, I just want to be good at painting. I just want to be good at painting models. Cool. Be good at painting models. I want to make videos of me painting models. Cool. Make videos of you painting models. That part's easy. I want to make good videos of me painting good models. That's where it gets a challenge. I can make a video, no problems. Making a good video, and I put in a lot of time and effort to those Oathsworn videos. Really good videos, and they've been very popular on my channel. Easily my most successful videos and stuff. And editing those videos took me an absolute fucking age. The Sergio story. So yes, those people do employ editors. There's no doubt about that. However, my income combined from Twitch and YouTube probably is about, I think it's like $150 to $200 a month. That's pretty cool, by the way, that I make that much from YouTube and Twitch. It's unfortunately not enough to do much. And that's probably an overestimation too. It's probably less than that in most months. Some months I do a couple of things and I get a bit of an extra kick, but oh look, there's a bit of a backstory to that Sergio story Xtab where there was another painter by the name of Sergio Vilches who was working with Sergio and producing models for the Sergio Calvo brand, and there was a bit of a furore when Sergio Calvo claimed credit for a model that Sergio Vilches had painted as a part of working for the Sergio Calvo brand. So exactly what you're talking about, where painters employ other painters to do work for them, and yeah, exactly that. And Geraldes, yeah, David Gonzalez, Jose Da Vinci, Jose David Gonzalez Da Vinci, I think is his name. He used to work for the Angel Geraldes studio before he branched off into doing his own thing. So yeah, it's absolutely common. It's just some backstory around those two having a bit of a public spat about it, and people in Spain choosing sides and what have you. So well, just so you know, friends, I do all the editing, I do all the painting, I do all the sculpting, I do all of the dioramaing. I don't do my own 3D printing. Thank you, mate. I'm not. I'm no champion. I occasionally get my feet out on camera, mate. Trying to get Mossy's feet on camera. Mossy does do a lot of stuff in the background. Basically, the number one thing she does is be a ginormous pest. I have not looked into AI tools for editing, no. How do I feel about that? I'm not really sure, actually. I have this feeling that AI in general is unethical. I can't really explain why. I have not used it in any capacity. See you, Jared. And so I don't know why I feel that way. Yeah, this is not a controversial opinion that I'm sharing here, is it? Because AI is fundamentally taking away jobs and stuff from people. We've talked about it a little bit before. So yeah, I don't really have an answer as to why I haven't looked into that. Is there stuff? Is there actual AI video editing tools? Because that would be quite interesting if there is. Yeah, there is. I actually hit up a couple of people. I hit up Benny the other day, about 3 months ago, asking him if he wanted to edit some videos for me and I'd pay him. And that's a great idea. But the key part is I need to be able to film good stuff. And I'm not really filming good stuff. So, really limited his ability to support me there. Hey, well done. This is the Las Vegas Open. Sponsored, hosted by Vercos, I think. Is that the one? If you're lucky, you'll be able to visit the Big Deno wing of the Vercos Vault. I do have a pretty large collection of dioramas and things in the vault. Which I frequently feel very blessed about. And I'm looking forward to making a trek over there when the vault opens to the public. To thank Gary in person. Hey Wampa! What's been happening? That hasn't happened for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. I haven't seen Wampa for the longest time. Used to be a very regular visitor here. We used to talk about football, all sorts of things. What a wonderful man. Hope you're doing well. If you said goodbye to me tonight, there would still be music left to write. But what could I do? I'm so inspired by you. That hasn't happened for the longest time. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa. So I'll say this very kindly and respectfully, Sebastian. The best way to get into Gary's vault is to do exactly what I've said to everyone to do. Paint, enjoy, practice, repeat. You do those things, the rest will come. You're welcome. You don't have to apologise, mate. It's absolutely understood. My own schedule of streaming has been quite inconsistent this year. I've been in the middle of a job change and etc. I realised about halfway through that, Sebastian, that you'd already got some of your stuff in there, but I was already committed, so I decided to just roll with it. And that advice goes to everyone else. I did, yes. Thank you. Yeah. I figure when you're in, mate, you just follow through. All right. Mossy's back. What's going on? You want to come and say hello? G'day, mate. That's a no. She doesn't want to come and say hello. Hello, friends. We'll see if we can get her to come and say g'day. Thank you, Wampa. Yes, this is a scheme that has been pretty consistent across all of my Kingdom Death models. This colour palettes. So I've done, I don't know, I'm at probably 200 or something Kingdom Death models. DC. Hello, champions. I'm excited for the big bash tonight. Get in. Yeah, so I've just been consistent with the colour palette across my Kingdom Death collection. It's very good. Mossy, come and say hello. Come over here. Just say hello.
Hurry up.
You haven't said hello to people on the stream. Cragzog's there. Your mate. Say hi, Cragzog.
Hi, Craig's dog. Hi, Alexi.
Alexi.
Gonna be on one.
Good work. You're going to see, and that's Seb, or Mini Mansa. You're going to see Alexi, and you're going to see... Alexi was at Guild Inn. He was the one who won the first quiz.
Oh. Good one.
Yeah, she's absolutely...
Double gangster.
She's a criminal. She's an absolute straight up criminal. Have we decided if you're coming to Crimson yet, Mossy?
If I'm lucky.
Wow. Not if I'm lucky. See you, dingus.
Bye.
Yeah, the not beginner quizzes were a little bit more targeted at myself and DC. A lot of fun though, those quizzes. Contemplating doing one of those for Crimson maybe. Got the projector, got the wall. We'll see. We'll see. Well, look, I'll be honest, I was thinking about this the other day. So, I've pretty much done all my work for Crimson. All the stuff that's happening in the next few weeks, or 5 weeks, or whatever, is mostly sits on Ben. You know, it's like social media and stuff, and he does that. I just have to record a few videos telling people, you know, X, Y, Z. But most of it sits on Ben until the weekend itself. So I have time to just put something like that together, no problems. But then the actual weekend, we flip the role. He just sort of gets to walk around and do whatever he wants, and occasionally get in front of the camera, and I make sure everything else happens. Speaking of, Craigsog, can I count on you as a volunteer for Crimson, mate? I've taken that as a yes. Well done. I don't know if I had already signed you up. I'd think I'd, in my head, put you down, but... What else could I do? that would be great, Sebastian, if you are able to do that, but there is no obligation on you to do so. Let me show you my schedule. I've done a schedule this year. I'm very organised this year. I've done a bad job at certain times in the past. So where's my fucking schedule? Where's that fucker gone? Here. Check this out. I got a schedule and everything for people what they got to do. I think I got you in here. Yeah, there you are. There you are. I got you doing the lounge, mate. I got you doing a bit of lounge looking after. I'll move my head so you can see your name. There you go. You're doing the lounge for a few hours on Saturday, and then looking after the display on Sunday for a few hours. Easy as that. DC probably wants you to help him do photos. Why have I got Seb doing that? Maybe I didn't. This probably needs another look, actually. Probably needs another pass. Because I don't think Seb's volunteered to do that. So, literally, all it is standing around. Because the displays are quite large, and lots of people are looking at them. And every now and then, people don't know the rules and need to be told, please don't touch the models. Please don't pick up your models to show your mates. That's all it is. What did I do there? So yeah, not a challenging job. No one's job is actually really challenging as such. Most of the time it's just stand around and make sure nothing bad happens is pretty much the only job. It is getting close. The trophies were ordered. Pins arrived. Just got to print out the award cards and the certificates, and we're all set from my side. Benny's got to do the stream overlays, and then Bucks has got to do the stream schedule. We'll release those in the next few weeks, and we'll be ready to roll. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year. I'll share that I was contemplating last year and contemplating this year if this will be my last year organising the event. Last year was great, but I had a lot of uncertainty about what my working career was going to look like in my future, and so I didn't want to commit to another year. Yeah, I'll come back to you, Gone Beyond. It's a good question. So I reached that point. We did Crimson. It was a great year. but I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it again. But I decided to do it again anyway for one more year, and then I am doing this year, and I've got that same sort of feeling. Do I want to, pour months of my life into this thing? Or, do I want to just maybe go down as a person and spend the weekend with my very good mates who I travel with and who I, stay in a hotel with or stay in an Airbnb with, but then actually don't spend any time with other than the evenings because we're all they're playing games and having an awesome weekend and I'm running a fucking toy soldier show. So it's a very different experience. But I do enjoy the weekend, and I do like contributing to building the community. But the last few years, it's been a pretty significant financial commitment from myself. We've been trying to make it a sustainable model. And we're not far off that. Potentially we are already at that point, but every year I want to reinvest and do things to make it better. But it's just quite a toll, and so I've been contemplating if it will be my last. I haven't made any decision whatsoever. I will, of course, see how the weekend goes and see how I feel. I'd like to leave it in good hands. I feel like we've done a lot to establish it. But yeah, I don't know if it'll be a forever thing for me, but it's certainly this year. So, and I don't know, the weekend itself might be amazing, and that might be the motivation again, where I go, yep, great, I'm keen to go again. So I'll have a better picture of my work life in the next 12 months and how much I can commit and am willing to commit. Gone beyond one. What a great question. So I shared earlier in the stream a little perspective I have about life, which is sometimes you can't please everyone, and the best thing you can do is be yourself, find the thing that makes you you, and lean into it, and just like wholeheartedly be you, and unashamedly and unabashedly be you. And that advice holds very similar for display painting and art and everything. I think it's very important that you don't get yourself wrapped up in knots trying to do what you think the judges want to see, and don't try and paint for your audience or for someone in particular. I think it's really important that you just find yourself, and in art terms, in toy soldier terms, find the thing that makes your art unique and makes it yours, and do that. And sometimes that will not resonate with judges, and that's okay. And sometimes that will be the thing that allows you to win a major award, because you've leaned into who you are, and people can see that. I think you should give yourself an opportunity to get some feedback on your piece, as it's about 75 to 80% complete from a group of select people friends or whomever, that some people that you trust and respect. I'm sure the people on this stream and on the Discord would be willing to be those people, should you wish to do that. However, in line with point one, don't just do what everyone says, and the reason I say to get feedback late in the piece is if you have a mostly completed model with a few elements left to go, you get a much better selection of feedback about what you could improve or what needs to be challenged on. So, but I wouldn't be looking for feedback all the time. I wouldn't be constantly trying to chase down advice from people, because then you miss point one, which is painting something that's you. And yeah. Any other advice? I like the idea of painting every day. It doesn't have to be for a long time every day, but painting every day is, I believe, a pretty critical part of improving. Consistency. What else advice do I give? Be proud of what you've submitted. Don't tie yourself into the results. Yeah. Just feel a sense of achievement for entering anything in the first place. Win, lose, or draw. Be proud of what you've achieved. I went to Guilds Inn a few years ago, and I got a silver medal for one of my pieces, and I was so excited. And someone came up to me, he's like, "Why are you excited that you got a silver medal?" And I was like, "Why wouldn't I be excited I got a silver medal, mate? That's fucking awesome." And they're like, "Yeah, but aren't you disappointed you didn't get a gold?" And I said, there is a part of me that's disappointed I didn't get a gold, but that's not the part of me that decides how I feel about myself or how I feel about my toys. It did used to be a part that controlled how I felt, but no longer. So now I'm just privileged and happy with receiving any award, and would also feel privileged and happy to not receive any award if that was what the judges chose. So and I guess that's not a thing that's easy to just do. And Bucks and I were discussing this a few months ago. I think one of the reasons I feel that way is because I've had success. It's easy to divorce yourself from the results when you've been successful and you have achieved those things that you're trying to achieve. It's easy to then turn around and go, yeah, doesn't matter if I win or lose, because I've already climbed the mountain, But I do genuinely believe that removing yourself from the results will eventually you'll feel much better about your hobby. I'll never be a saint, no way. That's awesome, Wampa. Have you watched the 40k TV show on Prime, mate? Oh, neither have I. But some people on here were earlier saying that it was really good, so I probably will. Sand yellow. I don't. You don't need to thank me, mate. I thank you for coming here and participating and adding to the conversation and giving me something to talk about. And I do think competition is important. I think it's really crucial to development in this hobby from a display perspective. But I really think it's so crucial that we don't tie everything that we think and feel about it. I'll just zoom out so you can see him, because sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees when you're zoomed in like that. I haven't. Is it worthwhile watching Minimancer? Two absolutely wonderful human beings. Alexi, it really is a recipe for disaster, and it really is it's a common mistake I see from people. I get it though, right? I get. I was literally saying this just before. You know, we get so invested in this thing that we're passionate about, and it's a thing that, you know, it's an area of our lives where we feel included and inclusive, and it's something we love. And, you know, for a lot of us nerds who were teased or, you know, not popular at school or whatever, you know, made fun of for the things we liked, to have something that we're passionate about, that we love, to have someone turn around and say, you aren't good at this, is a very challenging and confronting thing to have put in front of you, especially when we do so much of this behind closed doors and we invest so much time in it. You know, like it's an easy trap to fall down. For people like us. Now I'm lumping everyone into a very nerd perspective there, and maybe not everyone is that. But yeah, for a lot of us goobers, you know, Toy Soldiers is an area where we feel good about ourselves. we are coming up to the finishing touches on this guy, which means we will be coming up to the finishing touches on this stream very soon, and that is nice. G'day Craig on X. It is a little bit Riddick, Carl Urban guy. What was his name? I don't remember his name. He was a good character in that movie. Second Chronicles of Riddick. Tandy Newton was the woman who was pushing him to take control of the Necron. What are they called? The Necronicon? I can't remember. Fuck, that was a good movie. I loved that movie when I was younger. Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing really that compares to your peers seeing something going, wow, that's cool. I wonder if maybe that's why I've just moved into this diorama space more than anything else. Just because it's very easy to grab people's attention and make them go, wow, that looks sick. Because that's more meaningful than winning medals. I'm not sure. Necromanga. That's what they were. Commander Varko. Good stuff from Vin Diesel. Alright, let's just hit this with a tiny little bit of under purple stuff. Maybe a little magenta. I don't know. What do you think about that? I'm not sure, buddy. Where's me fucking spray? There you are, you little fuck. I do like 3D printing. I think there's a wonderful. It adds a lot of cool stuff to our hobby, but it's a skill that you have to cultivate, being able to utilize a resin printer to get the type of quality that you can get by just purchasing a thing. And the second component to that is there is also an element of people just end up buying lots and lots and lots of prints and then don't paint them. I love Carl Urban's career. Just a legend from New Zealand. Just doing all the same stuff that we give a shit about. Lord of the Rings, Doom, Star Trek. He's been in some greats. Cupid, yeah, Xena. Judge Dredd, yeah. Playing that crazy dude in Thor. The Executioner, Scourge. Scourge? Alexa, you jest. It is the story of our fucking hobby, mate. I went a bit heavy-handed on that one. It's not quite done exactly what I wanted. That's okay. I think that's an excellent idea, mate. That's exactly where I would start before going full ham on a 3D printer. Get yourself some introductory sets, some introductory paints. Have a play around. You know, creativity is not a huge aspect of this. It doesn't need to be a huge aspect of this hobby. There's a lot of great stuff out there on just how to paint stuff so that it looks like the box art or it looks like what other people are doing, and that's an absolutely fine and encouraged thing to have. Right away, I'll never be a saint, no way. It's generally a pretty welcoming hobby, mate, that's all I'll say. Most people love talking about it. Most people love talking about it too much. They don't know when to shut up. So they decide to set up a Twitch channel. Paint Toy Soldiers. Live on Twitch. The opportunity right now in miniature painting is like nothing else. When I first started in this hobby, there was not much out there. I love this guy, man, yeah. He's awesome. Yeah. He's not even a character that's going to get a lot of play really either. Like this particular setup of gear that he has is very, very, very unique. The scythe is one that you can only pick up facing the king, which is Lantern Year 23 plus. He's got Death King armor, which is also from the king, Lantern Year 23 plus. So the likelihood that this guy is going to see a lot of play, not high. But he's just a cool model. I tended to spend a little bit more time on my King of Death than most other stuff I do. Yep, good advice there from Gone Beyond One. Well, maybe he's only killed 2 kings, mate, so he's only been able to make one and a half pieces of the set. There's definitely a lot of cool stuff in the 40k universe. It's not really my bag these days. Used to be. But these days I'm a little bit more invested in some other things. But it's a wonderful place to start in this hobby. That I will absolutely concur with. It is the place to start in this hobby. Yeah, we were just talking about that before, Top. It's cool. It's cool that they've made some good stuff for the world of 40k. That's accessible to more people. Bring more people into the scene. Why not? All right. I think we can call this guy very soon. Have a good one, Alexi. If I don't speak to you again, mate, see you in a few weeks. We are going to dip off ourselves very shortly, so it's been a good one. Really enjoyed this. We're going to do some more Kingdom Death tomorrow night, I think. I've got Aya with a beacon shield ready to go on the black sword. That is a combination that is kicking the shit out of stuff. And another model from my top 10 list, this Archer of Deadrock, Bowmaster of Deadrock, wearing Phoenix set. So I want to do those two. This Indomitable Morg, do him maybe. So yeah, we're going to get into these until the 15th anniversary Survivors rock up, and then we'll be painting them. Yes. How cool is that? Yeah, Morg, he's sick. He's absolutely sick. Alright. He looks okay. KDM's gone. It's gone in lots of interesting ways, right? Like there's some stuff that they do that is very specifically designed to be Kingdom Death tropes of, or you know, archetypes of basic, you know, mage, barbarian, etc. And then there's some that's uniquely KDM, and then there's some that feels like an homage to other things. This particular guy, the artwork for this guy is very much like an 80s t-shirt, like a metal t-shirt. I'll show you because it's fucking sick. Morg Kingdom Death art. Where is it? Surely googling Morg Kingdom Death art would be enough. Indomitable. There it is. Probably should have just looked on the fucking Kingdom Death screen. Look at that. Straight out of a t-shirt. It's sick. Look at him. Lightning! Lightning and the thunder. Yeah, it's sick, right? So it's not really Kingdom Deathy at all, but it feels like an homage to stuff that the designer Adam is inspired by. So I love it. I love all of the aesthetic influences. I'll show you actually some of the other sick stuff. So they did heliocentrism, Kingdom Death. Look at this stuff. So this is from Kingdom Death as well, and these are prints from a philosophy that's coming out next year maybe, called heliocentrism, and these are just like this doesn't look like Kingdom Death, but at the same time it does. You know, that's the Flower Knight fighting a Warrior of the Sun. Warrior of the Sun with the Sunstalker above. You can only see that there. Sunstalker stuff in the background, fighting a Sunstalker. So it's all very stylized, and I love it. All right, that's it, friends. We're off. Have a fantastic week. I should be back tomorrow. I don't know. I might be playing. Primal. Depends on what time I get started in the stream. So have a fantastic week if we don't see you then.